Hello and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series. So last week we did a newer song, so this week we're going to do an old song. So this song is Nobody Dances Anymore by Brandtson, and this is actually the only song I know by this band, so I don't really know any of their other stuff, but this is definitely an awesome song and definitely like a super fun song to dance to. And yeah, so definitely listen to it. It is very good. So it starts with just a few seconds of percussion. Not exactly sure, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the hi-hat maybe. And then this like electronic like music sound, this beat comes in, and there's this like computerized voice. And so the first two lines that the computerized voice sings are actually the chorus. And then after that, I can't really recognize it. I think it has something to do with being close, like dancing close. And I don't know, every time I hear it, I feel like I hear different words. So if anyone knows what they are, I would seriously love to know. Please comment. So yeah. So then without much of a music change, or no music change at all, the first verse kind of starts. And let me just tell you, I should kind of go back. So this song is like a ton of repetition, but the way that they do it is just so well done that it doesn't feel like a lot of repetition. So when I say first verse, the lyrics in the first verse come back quite a bit. So yeah, so technically it's the first verse, but again, like it'll pop up like in the chorus, and then it'll pop up at the end of the song as well. So this first verse is definitely gets repeated a lot. But my favorite lines from the first verse are, "Don't wanna step out, you gotta pretend so no one finds out." I like really love the image of not stepping out. And I also so I love the image of not stepping out because I think of like a ballerina, right? Who's like not stepping out of line and doing exactly the dance that they're supposed to be doing because of the song title. But I also love the word choice, and I love how they don't explain anything other than just saying step out. They're not saying like step out of the box, step out of line. Like it's just step out, right? So again, like that term step out makes me think of a dancer, right? Because you step your feet out or something like that, or like, I don't know. I'm not a dancer, so maybe I'm wrong, but I do just really like that they kind of just left it there. And then I also just like love that, he's like, you got to pretend. And I do like that they kind of give the reason so no one finds out. Especially because, again, like in terms of like with that ballerina image, right? It's not because you're like not good, and it's not because of like whatever, it's so that no one finds out this secret or something. So I really think those lines work well together, and I really do like, especially that step out part. I think that's a really excellent choice to not kind of explain anymore, especially with the song being about dancing. So I thought that was really cool. Then the song immediately takes you into the pre-chorus with a music change and like a much quicker delivery of the lyrics. I love the lines, "Listen to the music, turn it up, let it go, take it in until you feel it, take control." I love the idea that music helps let things go, because I'm sure I've said this before, but that is definitely true for me. Just listening to certain songs or, a certain like album or something like that, I just, even when I'm in a weird mood, and sometimes I don't even realize how weird of a mood I'm in until I've listened to music. I'm like, oh wow, I'm like letting things go that I didn't even realize I was holding on to. So I just like that in general. I think that music definitely helps, and I hope everyone can find that song or that band or, whatever, that melody that can really kind of allow them to do that. So I like that. So listen to the music, turn it up, like just crank it, like just let it go, like just enjoy the moment. So yeah, I like that. And then I also love the take it in until you feel it. So I love that it's not like they know that it's not just instantaneous, right? So they want you to keep listening because like you gotta just keep with it, right? Like it will make you feel better. And so I like that. Like I think it adds like a realistic like aspect to it, right? They're not just saying like, oh, like put music on it, well it helps everyone, like, just whatever. It's like, no, you have to listen until you feel it. So even, you know, like maybe that you put a song on or something and think, oh, like this is definitely helping, and then it's like, no, but you don't just like put it on like and turn it up and let go. You gotta also feel it. Like just keep listening until you feel it. So I like that. I think that was a really good choice, and I like that line a lot. So yeah, that was good. So anyway, during the lyrics, when they say take control, there is like this static sound in the background, and then the pre-chorus repeats itself like exactly the same way. But this time the first two lyrics are sung over the first part of the pre-chorus. So the first two lyrics of the song, right? So this is where that first verse repeating itself kind of comes back in. So the first two lines of the song are sung over the first part of the pre-chorus. And so then like you get more of the pre-chorus, and then halfway through the fifth and sixth line of the first verse are sung. And yeah, I just like love that effect. And again, like it's nothing has technically changed. It's the same lyrics being repeated, but it's done in such a way that makes it feel like it's new. And again, so you have the first and two lines of the first verse being repeated, and then the fifth and sixth line. And again, those lines will come back and be repeated again, but we'll talk about that. So then there's like this other big shift in the music, and the chorus starts. So this is like where the music gets kind of simplified, and it's really just like just the beat until the chorus is over. And the chorus is only 2 lines, so it's pretty quick. But then the chorus is repeated, and every time the chorus is repeated, with maybe the exception of the last time, I was trying to find the differences but wasn't sure if there really was one. There's a part of music added, and so it's like you have the chorus with just that beat the first time, the 2 lines, and then as it gets repeated, so it's repeated 3 times. So the second time they add a new instrument, the third time they add a new instrument, and again, that last time I'm not sure if they actually add a lot or if it's just like another repeat of it with like that full sound. But I love it. It just like doesn't make it feel repetitive, and it's super repetitive. And again, this song repeats a lot, but at no point in this song am I like, oh my gosh, if they sing this the way that they're singing it one more time, I'm just gonna like lose my mind, which happens sometimes when songs repeat too much the same way. And again, this song repeats a lot, and I never feel that way with this song. It's just like the, you know, starting with just the beat and then repeating with all these like added, and the fact that they add like clearly add one instrument in the second repetition and then clearly add another one in the third, it just makes it so good and just so different feeling. And then the robotic voice comes, and I really like the first 2 lines. So it's carbon copy cutouts unable to move, and I just like love that feel of like, they talk about like the lack of movement. So, you know, nobody dances anymore. That's the title of the song, and then that's the chorus. And I just really love that they like that image of paper cutouts. And again, especially like in terms of like being like in the line of ballerinas, right? Like they're all just like kind of like still and motionless and paper cutouts and different poses and things like that. And then like, you know, this one person is like the one who's actually has this movement. So I really like that. And I think it definitely adds this like almost like music video worthy image in my head. And so I like that line, and I think it's pretty cool. So then they also say another 2 lines, and I still can't figure it out. So yeah, again, if anyone knows what those are, that would be great. They might be the same as the first time the 2 lines I couldn't figure out. Again, I'm not sure. Again, there is a lot of repetition, but this is the carbon copy part is a new line that just came in. So I would not be surprised if it was a brand new line that was not repeated at that point in the song. Anyway, then it goes back into the pre-chorus. And this time, only the 5th and 6th line are repeated halfway through. And then they, okay, so the next time they do the pre-chorus is pretty fantastic. So first of all, I love that they don't repeat the first and second line. I think that, again, makes it feel new. And the fact that, you know, again, they are just repeating these lines, but they don't repeat it in the same way. So they do repeat the 5th and 6th line, but this time, so again, like exactly where it was the first time, they repeat those 5th and 6th lines halfway through the pre-chorus. But this time they add the 7th line of the first verse, and it actually extends. That 7th line is actually sung after the pre-chorus is finished. So that to me is like super fantastic, right? So you take, it's supposed to be pre-chorus part, but then you're actually just like adding those lines. And I think the reason I love it so much is because even though the 5th and 6th line are repeated, the fact that they add the 7th line makes it feel like it's like a new thing. And I just love that, like, again, you like have this pre-chorus, and that's like the section you're supposed to be listening to, but then they kind of put that first verse over it, and it's awesome. But what makes this pre-chorus even better than the first one is they totally changed the ending lyrics, like just totally change it. So when that 5th and 6th line come in, the lyrics are totally different, and you would totally miss it if you weren't paying attention, and I am definitely guilty of that. Like, I have definitely missed it at some point. But yeah, so anyway, they changed the last part to listen to your body. It's your turn to take a chance. Everybody has somebody else to dance. So I really like love that, right? Like, I just love the idea that it's like your time, like take your chance, and like, who cares if you don't have someone, like everyone else has someone else. So you just like do you, and you just like, you know, maybe like come with me and dance because everyone else has somebody. So like, this is like what you're left with. I don't know. I just like love it. And I think it's such a good change. And again, like, I love that you would miss it if you are not paying attention. So I thought that was really, really well done. So yeah, and again, just like fantastic. And then the fact that they extend that 7th line from the first verse past the pre-chorus is just so good. It's just fantastic. That's a really, really good decision, and I just love that part of the song. Then it goes back to the chorus, and it's repeated twice before the robot voice comes back, and then the robot voice repeats the chorus. But after each line, which ends with the word anymore, the word anymore is repeated in like a normal voice. So I think that was like a really cool effect, because again, it's like the same exact lyrics, but because they're repeated in this different way, and you have this like little addition of this normal anymore with this robot voice, like, it just totally works. It just is a small, subtle change, but my ears are still interested because it's different, and it's, even though it's the same, it like has that different feel to it. So yeah. And so then there's like another robotic line that I can't quite understand, but I think maybe it has something to do with like dance floor. I feel like I heard those words. But yeah, so again, if you know, please comment. I would love to know. The music drops after that, and there's like a repeat of the chorus twice before the music builds, and then they kind of like repeat the 1st, 2nd, 5th, 6th line of the first verse. And so this is like kind of towards the end of the song where like a lot of great things start happening vocally. So lines are like sung from different parts of the song. So they take like parts of the chorus and then parts of that verse. And you know, they have like things that are sung like in the background versus the foreground, and it's just like pretty fantastic. And I just, again, it's all repetition. There's like no new content being added, but it feels so new because of just the way that they're singing it, or the line that they're singing right after it, or on top of it, or behind it. And yeah, I mean, some of it's like, I just think it's fantastic. I just think it was a really interesting choice. And, you know, to not be adding anything in the last like, you know, minute and a half, 2 minutes of your song is pretty impressive, that it still sounds so interesting and new. Yeah, so then the last word is about, and so after that word is sang, the music pretty much drops. And then there's like a little quiet notes to like kind of fade out. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of it. So yeah, love this song. Really wish it had blown up. I definitely would like, I mean, this is just like such a fun song to dance to. It's just like so like poppy and just, I don't know, it's just fun. It's definitely a dance song. So if you need something new to kind of get into and you want to just like let loose and kind of like rock out, this is definitely that song. Yeah, so take a listen. Let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree? Have you never heard of this band before? Do you know of their other songs that you like better? Please comment and like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week with a newer song. Bye.